Yo, what is up guys, it's Pedro here. So in today's video, we'll be giving you guys a final undrafted free agent update for the Washington Commanders. Every single undrafted free agent that they sign or maybe will be inviting to the Commanders rookie minicamp. If you guys are new, make sure to subscribe, hit that like button and that notification bell as well. Less than 40% of you guys are subscribed. It's free, it takes 1 second, would really appreciate it. Let's hit 16K subscribers. All right, so I made videos on almost all these guys individually, or one or two guys in the same video, but now I'm just gonna go over just an overview. There are a couple guys that I didn't make a video on, but we'll talk about these guys, including a new guy they signed yesterday, who out of all the undrafted free agents, I think he's the most flashy per se undrafted free agent. So let's go over this list, which was updated on the 26th, and then we'll go ahead into another list which is a little bit more updated, just not on Twitter. So Trey Rucker, safety, Oklahoma State. Made a video about him, but just the basics. He's a tweener, can play in the box, safety / linebacker, not super athletic. Robert McDaniel, safety, Jackson State. I swear I saw some cornerback designations for him. So let's just put him at DB, Jackson State. So, a lot of people had a draftable grade on him. We'll see what happens there. Ricky Barber, Central Florida. Believe he played in college for a minute. Had some, flexibility on the defensive line, but for the most part played defensive tackle. Then you got Fentrell Cypress, Florida State. Some people had a draft grade on him. Tim McKay, guard out of NC State. He was supposed to get drafted like early day 3, but had a tore his pec at his pro day. That's what people were saying. So unfortunate for him, but looks like the Commanders got really good value. It just might take a minute for him to play. The rookie season might be wraps for him. They might just put him on IR before the season starts, and he's and keep him on IR for the rest of the year and just develop him as the season goes on. Make sure he's ready, or healthy, and then get him ready for the next year. Colin Schlee, quarterback, Virginia Tech. Made a video about him. I think that as a quarterback, he's not good. As a Virginia Tech Hokie myself, watching him play, he's not a good quarterback. But as a hybrid player, there's a chance he could do a little some. He had a 9.82 RAS score, I believe, which is like 20th out of every quarterback that has come to the combine since 1987 or had the measurable since 1987. That's insane. So he's got really good talent, and Ben Standig did say they are expected to use him at some different positions, maybe running back, maybe halfback, maybe running back, maybe tight end or receiver. I think he mentioned running back and receiver, but I could see tight end as well. I mean, he's 6'3", so he's not super tall, but maybe receiver would be a better fit for him. We'll see, but inviting him to camp, but I think they signed him. But Ben Standig said they invited him to rookie minicamp, and he's going to be at the Ravens one as well. But Virginia Tech themselves announced on their Twitter that the Commanders signed him, so just something to think about there. And then Carlin Vigors, cornerback, Louisiana Monroe. A lot of people like him, so keep your eye out for him. So all right, let's go over some of the we'll go over the other guys. Let's see any other guys they didn't mention in that list. So these guys, I believe they all have. And then let's continue to go here. We talked about Trey Rucker. Jacoby Jones, wide receiver out of UCF, not related to the late great Jacoby Jones, Baltimore Ravens receiver. Rest in peace to him, but not related to him. Had some good production at UCF. I believe this year was hurt, so his production wasn't as good as like the years before. Ale Cajo, linebacker, UCLA. Made a video about him. Played in the league, or not in the league, in college for like 6 years, and was a 2018 recruit, 5-star to Alabama. So has talent, but it's crazy. He was playing college football at the same time as Terry. Has some talent, but just a bunch of injuries. I believe he didn't play 2021 and 2022, or it might have been 2022, and I think it was 2022 and 2023 where he didn't play because of injuries. I think he appeared in one game in 2023. So that was probably why he was in college for a minute, but not too intrigued by him just because, he's older and injury issues. But hey, was a 5-star, so does have some talent. UCLA running back, kick returner, receiver. They're loving these UCLA guys. Keegan Jones, like I said, running back, receiver, and kick returner. Don't really know much about him, but they invited him. But, the Commanders do have their kick returner and punt returner, I believe, in Jalen Lane. So, and the bigger name that this happened yesterday was Ja'Cory Brooks to the Commanders, UDFA. Alabama transferred to Louisville, 61 catches, 1,300 yards, and 9 touchdowns last year. So those are some very good numbers for a UDFA. Let's see. I was just trying to look up his name, but it went up to the tweet, which was already on the screen. But let's go and see. I guess it's funny. The next blank tab I had open was the same exact tweet. But let's look at his draft profile, see where they had him listed at. But 6 foot, 395 pounds. So big receiver, something they don't necessarily have. The athleticism, not necessarily there. Let's see. So, yeah, they projected him as a priority free agent. High school is a 5-star, top 35 prospect nationally. 2021, 15 games, special teams, 15 for 192 and 2 touchdowns. Next year at Alabama, 8 receiving touchdowns, 13 games, 39, 674 yards. Also had some kick returns, 2023, 9 games as a reserve. Really didn't do much. So interesting there, where he was the leading receiver in terms of receiving touchdowns and has 700 yards. And then the next year has 3 catches for 30 yards in 9 games. I believe, I'm trying to think, was that the new coaching staff? Was Nick Saban already gone at that point? I believe so, not completely. I know he wasn't here for 2024. I think he actually was there 2023. Not completely sure, but it's not that deep to find out right now. I'll probably find it out by the end of the video. But yeah, I guess he transferred. Also had a bad shoulder injury, and then 2024, first team all ACC, 61 catches, 1,013 yards, 9 touchdowns. Did not play in the team's Sun Bowl win over Washington. So let's see. I was looking up Colin Schlee here, but Nick Saban coaching. But while I'm looking at that, overall, I think it's an okay class. I don't really see a lot of guys that have the potential to make the roster. I talked about Colin Schlee the other day. I think he has so he did coach in 2023. I think he does have a chance to be make the roster because of his flexibility, and he has those athletic traits. So maybe as a different position, he's able to make it. Still don't think it's a high chance. And then the other UDFAs. Oh, I forgot to talk about Gabe Taylor. They invited him for a rookie minicamp tryout. So that's obviously one of the coolest stories of the draft for the whole NFL. Sean Taylor's little brother. There's rumors, people keep asking me, oh, didn't he go to the Eagles? Didn't he go to the Eagles? No, he did not. That was a fake rumor, and yeah, fake news right there. But overall, it's a solid class. Gabe Taylor, we'll see what he does. Same thing with Colin Schlee if they end up getting officially signed. I'm not sure if Colin Schlee got officially signed because there are mixed reports there. But yeah, I would say Tim McKay, I would expect him to be placed on IR at some point right before the roster cuts are made, so they can keep him under team control for another year. Robert McDaniel, maybe he has a little bit of a higher chance than some of the other guys. And then, like I said, Colin Schlee, and then this new receiver. Receivers sometimes have the ability to ball out right away. So just some, players to think about right there. And, something also interesting, Colin Schlee will be throwing. I don't know if they'll ever be on the field at the same time, but Jalen Lane, who he played college football with, so might help him out a little bit, maybe help Jalen Lane out a bit as well. But yeah, that's it for today's video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe if you guys new, and peace.